What is going on, everybody? We are back with the next episode of the podcast. This is episode 3. I'm actually kind of excited about this one because our main topic today is Season 1, Episode 3 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Power Broker was the name of the episode.
Yep. And I was excited, too. Very excited.
For those of you that may be new to the podcast, whether on YouTube or Spotify or Google or wherever else,
where you can hear our voices, our lovely voices.
Except for iTunes. Yep. We have spoilers. We have adult language, mostly me.
I try to keep it like PG. I try sometimes.
But yeah, so if you do not like spoilers or you do not like adult language, this is your chance to turn away. Now, so for our introduction, I always try to come up with something for us to talk about.
And I just...
And this one, Ralph.
Oh my god.
What is your least favorite Marvel movie? Or should I say, what Marvel movie do you dislike the most?
X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's it. Yep, the claws. That little claw thing. I was like, oh god, that was... Who got paid for that? That's like 5 claws, man. But, yeah.
Mine is a tie.
Oh, God.
Between any of the Punisher movies.
Yeah, I forgot about those, too. I tried to ignore those like they didn't exist.
And any of the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movies.
Yeah, those can die in a hole, too.
Whoever put those together, in my opinion, did not do a very good job.
Somebody was bored. Hey, they wanted to make quick cash grab. They said, oh, Nicolas Cage, let's use it. Like why? And I don't know who played any of them Punisher movies.
It depends on the movie.
Yeah, okay. Right. So, wow.
I hear Hellcat in the other room wanting to comment because she likes the both of them, actually.
She likes both of them? That's nice.
She's in there clearing her throat.
I like it.
No, so last week in Marvel News, this is the segment where we talk about news. Now, here is the thing. I stopped keeping up with news last week, to be 100% honest, on April Fool's Day.
Right.
Because I know for a fact a lot of things happened on April Fool's Day that were fake news. And at that point, I was like, I'm just going to let the week ride out and keep what we got.
And I thought I was doing so great when I was looking for news, and then I saw a date, I said, oh, I feel stupid now.
I had to remind him it was April Fool's.
Literally, like a couple times, like twice, like, dude, it's April Fool's, bro. Like,
all right, so this is last week in Marvel News.
Right.
All right, so Jeff Goldblum, I don't know how you pronounce his name, was spotted in Australia, which points to him reprising his role as the Grand Master in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Wow.
A lot of people are actually excited about that.
I mean, he didn't really... I mean, he was okay. Yeah, I mean, right, it was like, I mean...
I'm not a big Grandmaster fan in terms of that character.
Right, he just
it definitely fits Jeff Goldblum as a character.
I mean, yeah, he was kind of wacky and crazy, but as far as, like, anything else, he didn't have nothing memorable. Like, oh, okay, like, oh, I remember him doing that. Like, I remember the Hulk and Thor's fight, and that's pretty much what I remember from that movie. Other than that, I mean, okay, sure.
All right, go ahead, take the next one.
Daisy Ridley is open to joining the MCU after rumors surface she could play Spider-Woman. I really don't want Daisy Ridley at all, actually.
See, the problem is you're seeing her only as Rey.
Yep, and that's the problem. That's the biggest problem.
You have a bad problem with this.
Okay.
And then this is something I'm just being honest with you about.
No.
You see these people and don't think they would make good characters in those roles because you're judging them based off of other performances. See, the problem is, for me, I think she did great as Rey.
Right.
She was not the problem.
Okay.
With that movie. The writing was the problem.
Okay.
I think she would actually make an amazing Spider-Woman. Now, I heard the rumors before I heard that this is how this actually went down. There were rumors going around that people were, like, thinking she was going to be Spider-Woman, which I don't know if she's been approached about or not, but then she went on Twitter or Instagram or something and said she would actually be open to being in the MCU if Marvel was to reach out to her. One of the things we got to also keep in mind in terms of big name actors and people like that, we're starting to run out of names that haven't already been in the MCU. So they're going to have to start reaching out.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason why I would take...
to places we're not used to.
Right.
I think she's a fine actress.
Okay.
Personally. I mean, I can understand why some people wouldn't, but I actually like the newer Star Wars movies more than the first three. Not the prequels, not the original three. The original three
I will always stand by I like Revenge of the Sith because that's literally how he became what he is now. For being a little whatever to be Darth Vader. That's what I like about the Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. That's okay, but
No, the entire original trilogy can burn in hell. Not the original. The entire prequel trilogy.
Yeah. So get it right, because you don't you don't want to say
Okay. So episodes. Let me clear this up. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 can burn in hell.
I like 3 though. 3 will have a place.
As a matter of fact, episodes 1, 2, and 3 made me lose a lot of respect for Vader as a character. Because Anakin's a whiny little bitch.
He is. Yeah. Like you're supposed to be my master. I hate you. But then he came Darth Vader. I don't know. I guess I got a sucker for episode 3.
That's fine. All right. So during the WonderCon at Home 2021, because a lot of people are doing their conventions from home,
right.
Hulu and Marvel revealed some special guests that would appear in Hulu's MODOK for voice acting. John Hamm will voice Iron Man. Whoopi Goldberg will voice Pound Cakes.
Oh, nice.
Nathan Fillion will voice Wonder Man, and Bill Hader will voice Angar the Screamer and the Leader.
Really? He's playing the leader. And I can see that. I can see him doing that.
I think the one that interests me the most, I definitely would like to see how John Hamm sounds as Iron Man.
Yeah, I want to hear that for it.
Animated-wise, the voice that I'm now most familiar with, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, I can't believe that.
Right.
The voice I'm more familiar with is the same guy that voices like Drake in the Uncharted games. I can't remember what his name is.
I forgot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
But he voices Iron Man in the Avengers game that came out last year.
Right.
That everyone hated, except for me.
I actually did like it. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why people. I wish I would play that again, actually. But yeah,
I need to get back into it because they've released a lot of DLC for it since I last played.
I don't know if I paid the money for it though, but
Now Hawkeye's in it. I think both Kate Bishop and
really
the other Hawkeye.
That's not
Barton.
Oh, Bart. The Avenger. Oh, the MCU one. Okay, wow.
I think they're both in it. I know Spider-Man's supposed to be coming to the PlayStation one here soon, which I'm super excited for.
I think they said they got Black Panther coming in there also.
And they got Black Panther coming in
That's
soon.
Really interesting. Yeah.
So, anyways, we totally
digressed
there.
Yep.
But Whoopi Goldberg, I think, is the most interesting voice actor in that.
Pound Cakes. Okay.
I don't know who Pound Cakes is.
Yeah, I don't know who that. I'm about to ask you. Like, who is that? Who is Pound Cakes?
Like I said, I like to see John Hamm voice Iron Man. I don't care about Wonder Man as a character.
I don't care. Yeah.
Or Angar, the Screamer. But Leader's
the leader. He's the one that controls MODOK. He calls him an idiot a lot too. Well, and
he's the one that has the really big head.
Yeah, the really big brainy head.
And if you remember, they were hinting to the leader being in Marvel
in the Incredible Hulk. Yes, they were. And they just swept that under the rug, man. So yeah.
Your turn.
All right, let's do this. And I am Marvel superfan Ramiro Alanis, thank you. Broke a Guinness World Record by watching Avengers Endgame 191 times in theaters. Wow, that is... oh my god.
That's a lot of times to watch a 3-hour movie.
That is 3 hours.
In a theater.
Like, what is that? That's like what, like 400 hours? At least? Oh my god.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. Just to go to a theater, like, hey, what do you want to see? They got other movies now. Endgame. I want to see that.
Endgame.
I want that.
I mean, I guess of all movies, so here's my thing, though. Of all movies, if I'm going to watch a movie in theaters 300 times, 400 times, 191 times.
I mean, I didn't know it was a... First of all, I didn't know it was a Guinness World Record for this. I'm still shocked to that. Like, wow, okay.
So if I'm going to watch any movie 191 times in the theater, it's not going to be a 3.5 hour long movie.
No, it's going to at least be an hour.
Hour and a half. Hour and a half is your top.
I would say hour. Me, I'm an hour. I'm like, hey, yo. He's like, 300 movie. He probably got the multi-platinum, discount and everything just to go see.
Right.
You've been there so many times.
All right, so Russell Crowe has been added to Thor: Love and Thunder in an unnamed role.
What do you think he might play?
I have no clue. Because I don't know what the story of Love and Thunder is going to be, other than I know Jane Foster is going to take on the mighty Thor.
Yeah, she will be replacing. Yep.
I don't necessarily think she's necessarily replacing him right now.
Okay.
I think they're both going to be in it for a little bit.
Okay.
In the MCU.
Okay.
She eventually will. She will be the next.
Yeah.
Because for those of you that don't know, the mighty Thor is Jane Foster. She ends up with cancer.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it...
I thought like they gave her...
I don't remember if it hastens the cancer running through her body or if it stops it. Like, I feel like while she's being Thor, it pauses it, but then it like speeds up when she comes out. I don't remember.
Okay.
I was never a big Thor comic fan, but yeah, your turn.
And lastly, we got Elizabeth Henstridge. Well, apparently will be reprising her role as Gemma Simmons in the Spider-Man No Way Home, which that is a lot of actors now. Holy crap!
So, here's what concerns me about this: Marvel.
That's a lot of people.
No. It's not even the amount of people. I don't care about that.
Okay.
Endgame was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Here's what concerns me: Marvel. You need to make up your fucking mind. Okay. So here's where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when it first started. Very much canon.
Yeah, it was canon. Like that first season was canon.
They were bouncing off the show. Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson showed up as Nick Fury at the end of the second season.
Did he give him something? He gave him something to make him like something.
He made Coulson.
Yeah, the director
of
S.H.I.E.L.D. Because right. Even season 2 was leading into Captain America's Winter Soldier.
He gave him what I think they called was like the lockbox.
The lockbox. Okay, yeah. But like the first couple, yeah.
And then, like, they were even having characters like Lady Sif come in and so many other people. And it was very much canon. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, it's not canon.
Right.
And I feel like they wanted to be like, it's not canon because we're going to use the Darkhold in WandaVision. It has to look different.
Right. Yeah, when I saw WandaVision had Darkhold, and a lot of people said that was Darkhold, and then even Nick was like, that's not Darkhold. I said, I promise you. They even used the Darkhold in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, they had the whole... They even said the word Darkhold in, like, one of the seasons, and I was like...
They do have a fan theory that the book can change its form.
Okay.
It's a fan theory.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, it
I mean, it's, yeah...
If they wanted to make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon, they could just be like, yeah, it's Agents form. And,
well, like, even the dude who played Phil Coulson, he was saying, like, he wants the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Even Chloe Bennett even said, like, I would like to be... Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. should have been... in this thing, man.
So for those of you that haven't seen it, Jenna Simmons is one of the main characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She's like a scientist, isn't she?
She's a scientist. She works with Fitz.
And
together they're actually called Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
They end up getting married, I think, at the end of the show.
Yep.
They don't like. They know they like each other.
And they've been through like ups and downs. Like Fitz almost died a couple times. Simmons
almost died. She disappeared for a while.
She disappeared in the rock.
She disappeared, fell in love with a guy.
Oh man, I'm glad I'm always giving like she that rock just snatched there. I was like, wow, and that's how it ends. That's like, what's it like season 3? I was like, oh okay.
But she's a very good character. So here's the thing. I hear it's going to be a very minor role.
Yeah, it should be.
It's gone.
Yeah, small role.
But even still, you're bringing in characters from other shows, like because apparently even Matt Murdock is supposed to be in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Charlie Cox
being played by Charlie Cox, and it's like, but you guys have said the Netflix shows aren't canon.
Right.
Like, stop it.
Right. And yep. Yeah. They said like he's gonna be in there, and I was shocked that too. Like I was like, oh okay, so now we have their Daredevil, and he may not even be playing Daredevil, which is really crazy. He's just playing,
he's just going to be Charlie. I think he's just going to be Matt Murdock.
Not Matt Murdock. Dang, and I would have been nice to actually see him in that suit, though. Like that. That's okay. What can you do?
So that's all the news we had in terms of regular news. So now we have the segment of the show that is called The Cap, the Hela, and the MODOCK. This is our version of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So I will start it off with The Cap. No Way Home, which is the good. No Way Home stunt coordinator George Cottle said on Instagram the principal photography has finished, meaning the initial filming is done. So,
okay.
That means all they got to do is go through and start doing their editing, their special effects,
maybe
and
some
things
reshoots.
Like that.
Some reshoots could be.
I
mean, not a whole lot. Nothing too like minor, but So okay,
so we're moving forward.
Please don't delay it.
Spider-Man's gonna be here in December.
It better be here because all they would hear is like, it's been delayed. I will lose my shit.
They delayed Venom too. You said that earlier last week and didn't mention it.
Venom what?
The movie Venom.
Oh yeah, the movie Venom is also coming out too in October. Yeah. Make sure. Oh yeah, it's got delayed. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and.
All right, the Hela.
This is the Hela.
Marvel is eyeing Sigourney Weaver to come and play an unknown character and will not play Alexandra Reed, the Defender's main villain, seeing as Netflix shows have been absolutely wiped out right from canon. That's exactly what we said, too. Like I said, you brought Charlie Cox, but then you're saying this is not even canon.
Right, so they're just mixing things up. This is why I had it in the bad. It can get very confusing for a lot of people, especially those of us that really watched and enjoyed the Daredevil series.
Right, because Alexandra Reed is dead.
Right, she died.
She died.
And now they're bringing her back.
Hey, she's gonna come back as a whole other person.
Character. And it's like, yo, again, Marvel, fucking stop.
But the only thing I can see how that can happen is like I said with the whole multiverse. Maybe she could be a different whatever character. No, he said no. He don't want to scratch that, and then people really be like, "Wait, what?" Oh, the MODOCK.
So then the MODOCK. This is the uglies. On April 1st, rumors kicked back up that Henry Cavill is taking the role as Wolverine.
And I was
okay.
I
so
was
this
bad.
is I've got this in the MODOCK because this happened last year. Except this was it didn't happen around April Fool's last year.
Right.
People had started making rumors that he'd quit Superman, which he did quit Superman.
Right.
Even though now there's talks that he might reprise his role.
Right. Talks.
But he put down the cape to pick up Wolverine's claws. He just wanted to, he was pegged to be the guy for Wolverine.
Right.
So then those rumors started swirling, and then literally he's never been officially cast. He's never been officially announced as even being in the MCU.
Right. They're saying, oh, he could, like, it's like rumors said. I was like, oh, really?
So we're a year later, and there's a tweet that happens from the director of the Witcher series, which Henry Cavill plays.
Which
Geralt.
that's not a bad show. Can't wait for season 2.
And the tweet had said something like, "Great job, Henry Cavill. Now it's time to go back to the continents to be with White Wolf."
White Wolf, yeah.
And a lot of people immediately took that as, okay, so he's going to be in the MCU because they just recently talked about in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right.
Bucky's nickname is White Wolf.
Yeah. And man. When I first saw it, it got me.
I think people ran with that.
Yeah.
And instead, White Wolf is actually something to do within the Witcher universe.
Right.
Which is what he was talking about. Now, what's funny is him and I were debating this anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, I don't want him as Wolverine. And I'm like, I think he would make a great Wolverine. However, I was thinking, I do think there's a character he would do better than Wolverine for.
Who you got?
Scott Summers.
I said that. He would play a Scott Summers. I said that. See, I was right. He would play a good Scott Summers. Like
he would probably be a better Scott Summers than whatever sad excuse
better.
of the original X-Men.
The original. Stay away from our girl.
I didn't mind the kid that plays Scott Summers.
Yeah, the one that
in the first class.
In the first class, or
series.
Yeah, Apocalypse, the newer one. But yeah, that's Scott Summers.
But the original Scott Summers, dude.
He was really like a simp. He was a simp. He's like, stay away from my girl. And Wolverine was like, like, who are you? But yeah, he would definitely play. He would do it great too. He would do that character justice.
And last note, we have no specific Falcon and Winter Soldier news. So I guess this means we are on to the episode breakdown. Already, we're only 18 minutes into this thing. These episodes get shorter and shorter, y'all.
Oh, man.
All right, so the way this is going to work, we're going to start off, we're going to break the scenes down like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your last chance to escape spoilers.
Spoilers.
Afterwards, we will go over our predictions. I've got 2 new ones to post up.
And somehow this motherfucker is always correct with this shit, man. Sometimes. I know, sometimes, but still, it's like...
But yeah, so we're going to go over the episode by breakdown, and then we're going to go over if we have any new predictions. Like I said, I have 2 that could happen, that I think could happen. One of them I like more than the other, but one of them makes more sense than the other to me. And then we'll give our reviews of this episode. All right, so let's get on with this review. Breakdown.
Oh boy.
All right, so scene 1.
This first scene. Here we go.
The episode opens up with the worst but most accurate commercial.
It's like it's so good, but why it's so cringy and corny?
For the GRC, it's the GRC Global Repatriation Council commercial.
Right. It's like, dude, do you want to get back to yourself? Like, get back to normal? Well, come join us. I'm like, y'all sound like a I mean, that's what they were going for. That's what makes it so funny. It's like a telemarketer. Right. That's fucking funny, bro. I'm sorry.
Right. It transitions from that commercial.
That's weird how it transitions from that to that. That was kind of interesting. Okay.
Straight into Cap and Battlestar showing up where the Flag Smashers had stayed in the last episode.
Right, yeah.
So they're on the tails of the Flag Smashers.
Right.
And we get to see new Cap try and be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
And try and be a little bit
John
of a badass.
Walker was literally like about to do his thing. So,
and
you know
also
who I am?
kind of being a dick.
Yeah.
What's funny is, so he walks in and he's talking to the dude. And the dude is just responding back. I think it's in Spanish. and or German.
I think so because he had Battlestar come and translate because he didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah, he had no clue what he was saying, so he had Battlestar come translate.
He's like, "Do you know where they are?" He's like, "You know who we're talking about?"
He's like, "They don't know where they're at," and then Cap gets super pissed, slams him up against
he's
the post.
"Do you know who I am?"
And he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And dude, the crack in his voice when he screamed, I was like, "Dude, you were so."
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he cracked. I am. Oh, he cracked, doofus. You're not supposed to crack when you're doing some stuff like this, man.
And then the dude spits in his face.
Yeah, and I thought he was gonna kill him. I
think he spit in his face, and then Cap pushed him up against the wall.
Okay. I thought he was gonna kill that dude. Like as soon as he spit in his face.
Here's the thing. First off, Mr. New Captain America, no one takes you seriously.
Nope. That's why I should have killed him.
They know you're not a super soldier.
Yeah, he's not. He's nobody. Well, he's a military person. That's it.
Right.
He knows how to throw a shield. Apparently, that's it.
And second off, now you were completely being the opposite of what Captain America's supposed to be. Like, Captain America was never the type of person to push somebody up against something, threaten them.
Yeah, he threatened them.
And like, dude is just like being a dick.
Yeah, he threatened them with that role. Like, do you know who I am? And I mean, just the fact that, and I get it, the guy was like, not fazed by it, but who he might, because what if you do to somebody who will be fazed by it? Like, you're like, whoa, okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, respect the shield. I am Captain America. Like, don't cross me. I'm like, oh, okay, freak me.
So the guy refuses to speak in English. Him and Battlestar are just trying to figure out where the serum's being made.
That's
and then at that point, the guy, he was like, because Cap was like, "Do you know who I am?"
Right.
And the guy looked at him and was like, "I don't care."
Yeah, he said, "I don't care." No, he didn't even get phased, flinched.
He wasn't intimidated at all.
Like, he could have threw a punch. He would have cocked his head back like, okay, I've been hit before. I've been hit worse, actually.
Right.
Yeah, but he wasn't phased at all. No.
So then they transition to the next scene, which is Falcon and Winter Soldier going up to meet Baron Zemo. This is where I had one of my last predictions correctly put out. So Ralph thought
I thought Falcon
was going to be the one to talk to
either Falcon or both of them were walking, but he said, "No, I got it."
I was like, "Nah." If you guys remember last episode, I was like, "Nah, it's gonna be Bucky. He's gonna go in there by himself."
Like, damn. All right.
They even did the thing where the guy tried to use the words to see if it worked.
Right, he got him so slowly.
I was a little wrong there because I said that I thought Bucky was going to play along with it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to play along with it for a second, yeah.
And he didn't.
He's like, that don't work on me. He said,
like,
I just wanted to try for old time's sakes. But then I think he said, I still think you still got a little bit in you. I'm like, oh, okay, so well, I guess he would know, wouldn't he? I guess he's like, yeah. Right.
So then, Zemo tries to say, for what it's worth, it was never personal.
Right. Something like that, right. Never personal.
And then we see... Okay. So something else that's really cool was... So then it transitions to Sam and Falcon walking through this area, this little car lot.
Yeah, that was kind of... Yeah, I know where he was going with this for a minute.
And
wait, what?
They were sitting there talking, and he was trying to convince Sam to help him break him out of jail. And Sam's like, "Nah, we are not doing that. That's not how this is going to go down."
Right, because he's a criminal and all that.
And then he's like, let me explain something hypothetically.
And I said, "Oh, he did it. That's it." And I just like, "Oh, that's it." Pause.
So,
I had to pause everything.
As he's hypothetically going through this whole thing, like Zemo,
he said, "What if there's a break-in?"
He drops a message off with the dudes playing chess at a table. That it was written in German, I think, but it translated to...
Like somebody's going to kill you. Oh, he's going to kill you.
He's going to kill you. Kill him first. So they get into this huge fight, which draws all the guards.
Yep. Draws all the guards. Yep.
Now, something that is interesting, they show Zemo in his cell as he opens up a book. He's reading Machiavelli.
Right.
Machiavelli is a Renaissance author who very much believed in, or at least a lot of what he wrote, showed belief in ruling with an iron fist as opposed to ruling with love. So basically ruling with fear.
Like what we said before, like a tyrant, like basically like a dictator, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
He also was a believer of the ends always justifying the means. So whatever you had to do to get what you needed, you did.
Right.
He also rewrote, I won't say I don't know if it was translated or rewrote Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Okay.
So, it makes sense that Baron Zemo is reading Machiavelli's work. Because it's kind of his mentality.
Well, that's been his mentality since we saw him in Civil War. Like the phone thing, we all thought, oh, he's talking to somebody, but then come to find out his parents were murdered by the Avengers. But this, plan was set up for all. But yeah, that's really how his mentality is, yep.
So, he walks out of the cell, takes down a guard.
Yeah, ease. Boom.
With ease, puts on the guard's outfit.
Right, put him on everything, hat on.
Basically walks out.
Right. Then he walked back into a cell, then he walked back out of the cell. It's like, what?
So then, the next thing we see, and Sam's like, nah, dude. And all of a sudden you hear the door open, and in comes Zemo in the cop outfit. And Sam is pissed.
Sam was getting ready to go and beat the shit out of him, actually.
He's like, what the hell are you doing?
He's like, yo, calm down.
He's like, dude, you need to chill.
Because Sam was getting ready to go. And I was like, okay, look, Sam about to put a little initiative on that man. We'll put his foot in the dirt. Like, you have to kick his ass. I want to see that, too.
And it eventually comes down to Bucky being, like Bucky straight up was like, look, years ago you risked everything for me and Steve. or for Steve. And, you know, I'm asking you to do it again. I hate when
Marvel. This is one thing. I hate when Marvel plays that sense of world. I'm like, damn it.
He's got a point, though.
I know he got a point, but damn it, bro. Golly.
Because they are kind of in a situation where they need Zemo to find where they're going to go. Because here's the thing. Zemo can shorten this whole...
Because he knows people.
Zemo can shorten this whole thing by several years. Because it could take him 10, 15 years to find where these people are.
He shortened it down not even by several years, like months, bro. Like, it's just, he even asked, like, you know, he said, I know some people. I'm like, of course you do. Of course.
Right. So then, Sam's like, you know, where do we start? And
that famous line. When do we start?
Then it transitions again to the next scene where they're walking through a car garage.
Right.
An actual garage, well, a car lot garage thing, parking garage. And it's funny because Sam's like, dude, are we really about to start this off stealing a car? And Zemo's like, no, I own all of these. These are all mine.
I thought he was always rich. I read a little bit about it in the comics. I thought he was always a rich person anyway.
He gets in the car, pulls out some clothes. That's where we finally see for the first time
that mask,
the Baron Zemo mask.
Baron Zemo mask,
which does make another appearance later in this episode.
Yes, it does.
In an excellent way, by the way. But then he goes on to explain that when he was out to stop people using the serum, I put that in quotes because that will be led into my predictions later.
Right.
He says they got to go see somebody named Selby or Sebi. Selby or Sebi. I don't remember exactly how it's pronounced. But who's like at the bottom of the ladder in terms of people to talk to.
Right.
And then it transfers again. Scene transitions over into them getting onto or pulling up to a jet. Where there's a guy,
it's like this little butler, like Alfred type thing, and he said, "Welcome, familiar family." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And you see Falcon. He said, "Okay."
Falcon was like,
"I didn't know what to do."
Sam was like, "You really this wealthy?" He's like, "I'm a baron."
He's a baron. Yeah, I guess that's a family name. Yeah, I guess that would be a family name.
He's like, my family, was rich,
like a Bruce Wayne-ish type going on. So yeah, like that's cool. But I just like how Falcon, because Winter Soldier walked up to play, and Falcon just went. Yeah, he didn't know what to do. He just waved his hand. He didn't know what to do.
So they're on the plane, and Zemo opens up what looks like a regular book, but inside he's got a little notebook. It's actually Bucky's notebook that Bucky was writing in that had all the names.
When did he? Wow, that's some sleight of hand shit, bro. I don't even remember. I want to know. And I went back over. I don't remember him ever. Unless he bumped up onto him, I don't remember him taking his book.
Bucky threatens his life.
Oh, he grabbed him with the metal hand and did what he was gonna do. What he did to Iron Man's parents. He was literally about to squeeze the shit out of him. He said, "Don't ever do that again."
And he's like, "If you ever do that again, I'll kill you."
Straight up, like there was no ha ha he ha. He went, and it was it was so fast when he grabbed him.
But this led to a hysterical moment.
Yeah,
because he sits back down, and Sam's like, Steve had that book.
Right.
He's like, that's the same one Steve had.
Yep.
He said, I told Steve to look up Trouble Man.
Right.
And he loved that song.
Was it Marvin Gaye?
Yeah,
Marvin Gaye. Yep, Marvin Gaye. Yep.
And he's like, what did you think of Trouble Man? He's like, it's an okay song. I'm more into 50s and 60s music, though.
And he was like, what?
And he's like, what? And all of a sudden, Zemo's like, yeah, this is he says something along the lines of like, it's a great representation of African-American heritage. And Sam's like, he's out of line, but he's right.
But he's right. It made her come back and clap back. It's like, I'll take that. You know, I was fucked up, but I'll take that. I will take that.
But yeah, he kept going. He was like, man, Steve loved Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, he loved it. Marvin Gaye. Even in the hospital, he's like, this is what he liked to listen to.
Bucky's like, it's good.
I like it.
And I think the problem is Bucky is more emotionless because of
Yeah.
everything he's been through than what Steve would be. Like, Steve would probably be in the conversation, yeah, you know, it was a great song.
Oh, yeah. He'll give you,
And
like, other songs from it.
Bucky will never be more than, yeah.
Just socially distancing himself.
No matter what they're talking about. Like, this is his...
Like, what about this cat? Like, it's cool. Like, this cat is priceless. It's a cool cat.
It's a cat. It's got fur.
It's got fur, hair. Yeah, break it. That's awful.
And that's when Zemo reveals we're going to our first previously Fox-owned location.
Yeah, we talked about, and we did talk about that. Metaphor, yeah, we talked about that.
Now, here's the thing. Scene 5 goes to a GRC resettlement camp. Here's what I can't remember, because when watching the episode, I didn't pay that close attention. I don't know if they're in Latvia or Latveria. I remember when I first seen it, I thought it said Latveria, so I was super excited that we might get some references to Doom.
Right.
But I remember also hearing someone else talking about it being Latvia.
Right.
Which is an actual country. So it might not have been...
Right.
It could have got... I don't remember.
Right. It might have been... It might be Latvia, like the place where they're...
I'm hoping it's Latveria.
Right, because that'd be like two...
I'm still, again, waiting for a Victor to show up here.
Oh, shit. Man, we really are doing these... Well, that goes to show you that Disney owns Fox now, so they can really throw these places out here. Like, man, that is a Fox name. Holy shit, that is was a Fox. It was a Fox name. Like, yeah, so, yeah.
So, yeah, we go to this GRC resettlement camp, and we have the leader of the Flag Smashers there. And she's running into somebody who we don't know the name of yet at this point.
Right.
We just know it's somebody she cares a lot about.
Right.
Which we do find out later. It was I don't remember her name. It's written down here, so when we get there, I'll have it. Right. But I do remember it's somebody that was like a mentor or a teacher to her.
Right. Now, was this before she got the super serum? Like you know, like
I'm guessing it's somebody she's known for a long time.
Right. Somebody long before she got the whole I became a Flag Smasher like thing. Okay. Right. Yeah. That's what I was trying to think on that too. Right.
So then we transition to the next scene.
It's like somehow the same vibe, yep.
The scene in Mandapore.
We're doing this, man.
Okay. And Bucky, Sam, and Zemo are walking down this bridge. They're picked up by a car with an escort, and they are taken to Lowtown. So they talk about Lowtown and Hightown when they're walking.
Right, because he's like, Hightown, he don't...
He's like, Hightown's a great place to go if you're like, you know, if you're a tourist. It's full of nice things.
Right,
and then there's Lowtown, and that's where we're going.
Right, it's like you got the nice palace, but then you got the slums. It's like you got... We're going to the slums. We're going to the dark part of the area.
Right, and as they're driving, they end up with these motorcycle escorts that are with them.
Yeah. They have the whole thing,
which was a cool little, you know, driving scene, I guess. Sam looked confused as fuck though.
Yeah, Sam was like confused. I don't know if that was anything like in real life confused or Sam was confused, but he's like, "What's happening?"
So when they get to Lowtown and they're walking through the market area, we actually see a lot of shops and people with guns doing shady deals.
Yeah, everybody had a gun. Everybody they had machine guns and everything.
Yeah, they had like AKs and shit.
ARs and everything. I was like, oh, okay, so this is when you know this is not Hightown for real. You in a way area.
A fun little Easter egg moment. They pass the Princess Bar.
Okay.
Which the Princess Bar is a bar that Logan owns in the comics.
Oh shit.
But he goes by Patch.
Patch, okay.
Which is he's usually wearing like an all white suit with an eye patch.
Right.
But yeah, he both owns and frequents that bar when he's in Mandapore.
Huh.
It's like his hangout spot.
I may have to like check that out again.
So rewatching the second episode after realizing that that's what it was, I was looking heavily for somebody that could represent Logan. I didn't see anybody though.
Right, but that's interesting though. So now we are really putting in more X-Men stuff in here. Wow, right. This is getting good.
But yeah, so they pass, and then we end up at the Brass Monkey, which is the name of the bar.
Right, the bar itself. Yep.
So Sam's nickname is Smiling Tiger.
Which that's a reference. Hey, that's a Marvel character. I did not know that. I'd see.
It's very similar to Black Panther, actually.
Oh, Smiling Tiger was like a very his fighting style was very simple. Wow. Okay. Cool.
And so they get to the bar, and this whole time they're like, if you remember. He's like, okay, you guys have to stay in character. He's told them this several times.
Right,
like,
so he said, be somebody that you're not. He told that to Winter Soldier.
You're going to be Smiling Tiger. You're going to be Winter Soldier. Right. I'm still going to be Baron Zemo. Like they gotta think this is real.
Because if not, they're all three are going to die. Like that's pretty much it.
Right. So they get to the bar, and the bartender asks Sam. He's like, Smiling Tiger, you know, do you want the usual? Sam's like, yeah.
Right.
So he kind of walks over, he grabs the snake, and you're wondering as you're watching. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued. I'm like watching this, like, huh?
He cuts open the snake.
Right. Cuts open the snake. Yeah.
Pulls a little piece out, drops it in a shot glass with the liquid. Slides it over. And I will tell you what, Anthony Mackie's acting here.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, that look he gave.
So fantastic.
That look.
He's like, all right.
Right. That look. He went. He backed it up for a minute. He didn't want to play this, and they were looking at him like, "Please drink this. Drink this. You drink this right now. Stop playing. You drink that thing." Which, fun fact, I didn't know that that's what they like. Like that's a real drink. Like Kat was telling me about that. Like, I did not know those drinks existed. I thought it was something people not do.
Now, something I didn't notice the first time I watched it happens here too.
Right.
This is going to come play into predictions for me later. You see Sharon Carter
Sharon
at the
Carter
bar,
puts,
but
she
she's
puts
got
her hood
this
up.
hood over her head.
Hood over her head. And she walks because she noticed them quickly,
off.
and she just walks off. She said, "Oop, they're in Manipur. I gotta go."
So he takes the shot.
And he just harks it down. His facial expressions when he drinks that.
When they pan over to Bucky, you notice it took everything in Bucky's power to not smirk and not laugh at this because he knows Sam is being tortured right now.
Oh yeah, he did smirk a little
He's
bit.
Like,
this goes show that their chemistry is still good because they are like two siblings. It's like they're funny, bro.
So a guy comes up threatening Zemo.
Yeah, he puts his hand.
He's like, "You're not welcome here."
Yeah. Doing all that. You're not.
And he told him, he's like, "Okay, you're gonna do one of two things. You're gonna either tell the power broker I'm here to see him, or you're gonna tell Sebi I want to talk to her."
Right.
And the guy like walks away for a minute.
Right, and then he comes back. And then another guy shows up.
Another guy shows up.
Yeah, and puts his hand right on his shoulder.
And he's like, he says in Russian, he says, "Winter Soldier, attack." And
then that sound is like from Winter Soldier. That little sound, like that's the sound like that always like will make me like get goosebumps because that's the sound that Winter Soldier is back. He's throwing people in, man. It's
that
crazy.
Was one of the coolest fight scenes I've seen.
Bar fight scene. We should call it that. Bar fight scene. Yeah.
Like
it's been a while.
The hand-to-hand combat, like the little things he was doing. Like he had one where he flipped a dude around, punched him right in the back of his head, and dude fell and landed on his face, feet up.
On his face. I think he may have killed somebody.
One dude tried to jump over a table, and mid-jumping over the table, he kicked the table.
He kicked the table.
Dropped him down.
It was mid-jump. That camera was cold to it. Mid-jump. How you gonna kick mid-jump and what? It was like playing a video game. Holy shit. Okay, X button. Nope. You gonna touch me? No, you ain't touching him. Like, keep Zemo alive. That's the mission. Wow.
So after he whoops about 7 dudes' asses.
Yeah, literally.
Everyone kind of gets their guns ready.
Yeah, then we got the guns
and he's like, all right, we're good. And somebody walks up and they're like, or the bartender's like, all right, Seb, you'll see you now.
Right. And then poor Falcon, he's trying his hard to stay carried. He's like, you good? And like, and Winter Soldier just walked off like, dude, we supposed to still.
Like Winter Soldier's playing the part, and Anthony thinks he's falling, or not Anthony, Sam thinks he's falling
right.
down.
Falcon's thinking like
into, and it's like, no, dude, we're playing a part. Like you got to stay in character.
Stay in character, or we both die. Like stop. Like, and this is why it's gonna play a part in the next scene. This is why he's not good.
So, this is where we meet Sebi, or Selby. I don't remember exactly how it's pronounced.
Right.
I've written both different ways on here.
Right.
So, fun fact, this character is actually a mutant.
It's a mutant. Wow, goddamn. That's crazy.
Which she doesn't show any, like, mutant powers or anything like that.
Right,
But, in the comics, she's the leader of the Mutant Liberation Front.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she is a mutant herself.
That's interesting. So, we've already showed an X-Men area, or Fox area in general. Now we got and then they're gonna start throwing mutants in here. So apparently, like
right.
That's pretty interesting that we're now doing this. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
All right. So when they go in to meet Sebi, Zemo offers basically to trade Winter Soldier for information on where he can find the people.
My jaw dropped when I saw it. I said, "What?" I mean, I know it's playing by that time, and I saw it. I was like, what this fool just say? Hold on, bro. Time out. Did he just say trade this motherfucker? What you mean? What do you mean, sir? What do you mean?
And then she says that it's Dr. William Nagel? I think it's Nagel.
Yeah, Nagel. Yeah.
Is the man that he's looking for.
Right.
And then he's basically trying to prod for more information. She's like, that doesn't come free. You're gonna need to give me more.
Right.
At which point, Sam's phone rings.
And I knew...
And he's just kind of standing there.
Right, playing stupid. And she said, answer it on speaker. I was like, Sam, this is why you cannot be good at playing a double agent right now, bro.
So it's Sarah, his sister. Which I think this is the first time they've said her name.
Yeah, since episode 1.
I don't think they said her name in the first episode. At least if he did, I don't remember.
Okay, I thought
he might have.
Yeah, they might have. But it's been a while since we've seen Sarah since episode 1. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
So
cool.
He answers his phone and do this conversation. It's so funny because he's trying to sound so tough.
Right. And he can't even...
And what's funny is she's completely, honestly, ignoring half the dumb shit he's saying.
Yeah.
Because she's got something going on in the background with her kids that she's like
she's
trying
like
to yell
playing
at them
video
for.
games and like, yo, she's like, tell the kids be quiet or something. And he's just like...
He'll be like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna kill the banker.
Right. I'm gonna kill all the bankers. He's literally holding his phone and Zemo's like getting nervous. And then Winter Soldier, he just pandered off to the corner.
And then finally, what gets him caught is she goes, all right, Sam, I gotta go. I got something to deal with.
Right. Yeah.
And he hangs up.
And they said, who's Sam?
She says, Sam.
Who's Sam?
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
And as soon as she says kill them all, a gunshot fires through the window from outside and kills her.
Because at first I thought Winter Soldier, yeah, but now looking back, yes, there was a boom outside the window.
It was an outside shot.
Snapped her. Killed her instantly.
And, you know, they basically get away. And I've got the hiccups. But so they get away.
Right.
And Zemo's like, put down the guns. Our lives depend on getting out of here without raising too much awareness. And they get outside.
Because they were ready to start shooting bang bang. Like, I'm like, bro.
So they get outside, and all of a sudden, you're seeing people's phones light up.
Oh, like John Wick. Like,
and they're basically...
Price on the head.
It was a hit on the 3 of them.
And who put the hit out? Like, that was so fast. I'd like to really know, like... Damn, who was... Are you the power broker for real? Who did that? Like, that was quick as hell.
So they all start going through and start shooting.
Yeah, because first they were walking and they started running.
They take off running.
And then Zemo dipped somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone.
You see Zemo dip, and I
said, oh, my prediction came true. He escaped. Oh, my God.
Like, this is him getting away from
him. He got away.
But he ends up meeting back up with them, and...
How is this possible?
All of a sudden, you see somebody shooting from a window.
Yeah.
And takes out some people that were trying to kill them. And then when it got quiet, she comes out into the alley. And she is
Phil
mad.
Coulson, like, goddamn, you came out, and they like, Sharon?
Sharon. And 13. She's like,
wow.
And they get into this kind of little goofy argument.
Right, he's like, I'll put his ass in jail, to save y'all asses. Like, oh, okay.
No, she was like, I stole his shield.
Right. And
stole your wings. So you could stop him from killing him, or just putting him in jail, or something.
Kill his ass, but it was such a weird little, but it was good though. It's like I stopped this for saving that ass to kick your ass and stop your ass. Oh, okay, damn, Sharon, you must be mad. Sharon's upset.
So Sam asks for help, and she's like, "I got a place you guys can stay.
Right,
come with me." And that's where we transition into
because she went to Hightown.
Actually, we're on the next page.
Was her place in Hightown?
No,
okay, it's also in Lowtown. Okay.
But she explains that she's been on the run since they stole the shield and wings. She takes them to her. That's when she takes them to their hiding place, and when they walk in, you see it's full of all kinds of like stolen art.
But at first,
and it's actual art.
Right? Because Falcon was like, "Oh yeah, you got the bougie art," and then Zemo was like, "No, this is actually priceless art." And then he pulls out his phone and says, make fun of the. He's like most
of the art you see in
was real.
Let me finish my sentence.
Oh, sorry.
He's like, most of the art you see in museums and stuff are fake.
Right.
And he's like, most of the real stuff you'll actually find in places like this.
Right.
And then that's when Falcon was like, oh, whatever.
Right. He pulls his phone. He said, haha, make fun of the guy.
Zemo walks by and he's like, what'd Google tell you? And Sam's like, I didn't know.
Right. But you would think it was fake, but it wasn't. He said those are priceless.
So then they get into this huge conversation, and what it all boils down to is Sam eventually looks at her and is like, look, I can get your name cleared if you help us.
Well, at first she was adamant about it. Like first she wasn't gonna like agree to.
Well, she felt like it was like doing a favor, and she didn't want to do a favor, and that's why he was like, no, look, I'll get your name cleared if you help us find this person.
With a handshake. I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing that.
And she was
handshake.
Like, all right. So she tells him to get dressed. She's got clients on the way, so they get changed. And then she's like, all right, I'll meet up with you guys. Just go out, have yourself a good time. Don't get in any trouble. And we kind of transitioned into this kind of weird, which I felt was almost unnecessary club scene where you just see a bunch of people dancing. I mean, I guess it's supposed to kind of show off the nightlife there.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Probably a lot of people on ecstasy.
From Bad Boys 2.
Right. So they're all sitting there dancing. Like they did have like a little funny moment where it showed Zemo trying to do a little.
Yeah,
dance.
it's like he's dancing, and then you see Falcon. He's like, yeah, he put thumbs up. Like I'm not trying none of whatever the hell you were trying, bro. Like they were trying to give him something. No, no, because I don't know what's in this drink. He won't get drunk, so it don't matter.
And then Sharon walks up. She's like, "Come on." So they all leave together.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
This transitions to the container ship, where they have all the loaded containers.
Yeah, this container scene was good, actually.
This is actually one of the highlight scenes.
Yeah.
This is going to play heavily into one of my predictions.
C out here. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's going to play heavily into both of my predictions. So she shows them which container it is.
Right.
They go in, find a hidden door, follow the music until they reach a doctor. And the guy, this is where we find, or scientist, not doctor, scientist Nagel. I don't know.
We're never going to understand this dude's name.
And they go down there and they're kind of like threatening him. They're like, look, you need to tell us what you know. And he's like, how about I make a counteroffer?
I'm like, wait a minute, counteroffer? What?
And that's when they sit him down. And at one point, was it Falcon or Bucky? I don't remember which one, but they put the gun right by his head.
That was Bucky. Bucky literally shot, boom, and then he put that gun right back at his head. Because like, we will shoot you.
To me, I'm thinking you guys are in an enclosed space. All your hearing would be fucked right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't fuck up their ears. They superheroes. No, I'm just kidding.
And
like, got it.
At this point, Sharon calls them over the radio. She's like, "Hey guys, we got company. Mm-hmm. Bounty hunters are swarming the place."
Yo, and they were coming in.
She starts whooping.
Yo, she was like John Wick.
And yo, this is one point that I am loving about this series, and I hope Marvel continues down this road.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually showing blood.
Yeah.
And
shit.
Like, because there's one part, and it's not over amounts. It's not like
yeah. It's like, look at this, like Kill Bill. Like, no, yeah.
It's like there's a part where she takes a dude's knife, stabs him, turns around, throws it at the dude, and when the dude goes to block it, you actually see the knife go into his arm.
Into his arm. Yep.
And it starts to kind of bleed. And then she runs up, takes it out, whoops his ass, stabs him.
And then went to stab the other person too. She was going
like
stabbing spree.
Whooping their ass.
Well, she had to use weapons because they were using guns. Like, they were using guns. Like, I mean, some of them did have like most of the time they were carrying guns, so she had to basically take them out quickly because one move, she's going bye. She was doing like takedowns too as she was doing it. So yeah, Sharon Carter was going like John Wick out here.
Right. So then Nagel reveals that there were 5 failed test subjects in Siberia. So he was brought in by Hydra to work on the serum after they found someone with trace samples.
And can I just say though, like, the whole entire time she's kicking ass, we have this scene here, like, bro, y'all gotta come on.
Now, this is going to play into a conversation. Ralph didn't know about this when I talked to him about it last night.
Right.
This is going to come back into a conversation that we're going to have a little bit later.
Right.
But those 5 test subjects were all black men, to my understanding.
Okay.
I don't know if I got that information from the comics, if that was something they had shared, but I do remember seeing that was something that was mentioned along the lines.
Okay.
That's going to play into Sam's attitude a little bit later.
Oh dear.
When we get there. But he said he took those trace samples, got them to work, but as he got the serum to work, he turned to dust. So he was one of the victims of...
He blimped out. Snapped out of existence. We're still using the in-game plot point. That's what's up.
He said, next thing I know, 5 years later, I showed up.
Right.
Hydra's no longer around.
Right.
He said the power broker decided, very easily was like, all right, cool.
Right, we'll start your whole...
He funded everything.
Yep.
They asked how many vials he ended up making. He said he made 20 vials, but they were all stolen by Carly, who is the leader of the Flag Smashers. They were all stolen by Carly. And this is where we find out the name of the lady in Latvia or Latveria that was dying. And her name is Donia Modani.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, Donia Modani, because they were supposed to go see her first, right? When they supposed to go? Yeah, supposed to see her first, but then she
No,
passed.
no. They're supposed to see her after this.
After that, yeah.
They don't know she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. Oh, yeah, my bad.
So he's like, she had tuberculosis. She called to have me try and help her out. And during all this, you see Zemo kind of
I was wondering where I don't know what Zemo was doing. At first I didn't know what he was doing.
He eventually reaches under a table, grabs a gun, puts it behind his back, and walks over.
I thought he had a gun on him. Oh, he didn't.
This is going to play into the prediction.
Right.
So we keep seeing during all this week, it keeps transitioning back to Sharon just whooping these people.
Right, and Sharon is literally trying her damnest to like not die.
She actually gets overtaken for a couple seconds.
Yeah, because there's like 4 of them that come out of nowhere. It's like, and she's even still saying, "Guys, hurry up, please! Like, hurry up. Please, like, stop having this little whatever this is right now. Like, they're coming in here, man."
So at this point, they go back. They're finishing the conversation inside. Right. And all of a sudden, Sharon runs into the container.
Right.
Runs downstairs. And she's like, "Guys,
we gotta go.
We gotta go."
She has been saying this like 4 times. Like, "Yo, come on."
She's like, "We gotta go." Zemo at that point pulls the gun out.
Bang.
Shoots the doctor.
Boom. Fell back. Dead.
Shoots the scientist.
Right. And died right there.
He dies. Sam's like, "What are you doing?" And then all of a sudden,
you see a rocket launcher.
A dude with a rocket launcher fires a rocket into the containers where they're all
Plot
at.
point. They should have died. Roll credits. Right. That's
roll credits. Series over.
Right. They should have just. That was a rocket. Bro, hold on.
That's gonna play also into another prediction that I have later.
What, they Superman now?
I like how in my paragraph I was like, they're blown up.
Right. Really? Because it's like, yeah.
So they then escape the wreckage.
Of course.
And they get into this firefight with a lot of the
mercenaries and yep.
And it's funny because this is honestly again another point where we get a hilarious bickering moment between Falcon and Winter Soldier.
He's like, he said, "Go left."
Haven't you ever watched cop shows? They do this all the time.
He's supposed to go left. He went literally the opposite of where he was going. And where the hell is Zemo? I like, okay, Zemo escaped again. Damn, y'all. Like,
so we don't see Zemo, and they're like, "Where is he?"
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we see a part which we thought it was a train that he was on when we saw the previews. You and I were talking about it, but it wasn't.
It was a container.
He's walking on top of the containers, and when he's walking, you see him holding his mask.
Yeah, he's holding it.
They're showing like leg shot with him holding the mask, and then they pan back as he walks forward. He looks down. He puts the mask on.
He became like a whole nother person.
And it's like when he put the mask on, it almost had a Deadshot feeling to it.
Yeah.
Deadshot in Suicide Squad was like, when I put on this mask,
I'm a whole different person. Right, and that's crazy.
And Zemo had that same mentality. Like, he puts on the mask.
He literally just...
He pulls out a gun, looks down, and all of a sudden you see, like I don't even know what he was looking at. I thought he was going to shoot the guys.
No.
But he ends up firing a shot and blows up this container that I guess had gas in it.
Right.
Which took out a group of them.
Yeah, took out a group of them. And then not only that, but divided it, too, between them, so we could stop the shooting. And he split down.
And then he jumped down, was starting to,
He John Wick, too. Everybody John Wick up in here.
Dude.
Sharon was John Wick in it, and now Zemo was John Wick in it. And they were just staring. They were like, is that Zemo? Like what?
So, at some point, the guys run into another container.
Right.
Sharon, I don't remember exactly what she was doing, but I know Zemo eventually, they all walked away, and Zemo found what ended up being a car.
Wouldn't it be badass if Zemo just got away?
And I think Sharon actually might have got with the guys. He pulls around. The guys walk out of the container, and he's like, "Well, get in."
Right.
So they hop in.
Because I was shocked. I was like, "Oh, I thought he left." Because I thought maybe he's going to just do a badass walk. He just killed some goons and just did. Nah.
So they get into the car with him. They say bye to Sharon. They drive off, and then Sharon walks like around the corner to a car that's sitting there with a lady standing next to it.
How long have you been there?
She's like, "We've got a problem.
Right.
We'll talk about it on the ride."
Right. So.
So she gets in the car. We have no clue what that's about. Yeah. I have my speculations. So.
Right. Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Now. Then it transitions scenes again back to Latvia, wherever they're at, with the Flag Smashers, and they're at a supply depot, for the CFR or whatever they were called, the CR, it was the GRC.
GRC, I think that's what it was. Yep.
But they're at a supply depot there. And they're about to rob them. This is where she's standing outside.
Yeah. Talking to another Flag Smasher person, I guess.
Which I don't know what his name is.
I don't think they never even mentioned who his name was, but he's
he talks about at one point he wanted to be a cop or in the military or something.
And she said, I want to be a teacher. Or,
He was like, but they pay better money to be doing what I'm doing here.
I guess so, right. You might die.
And she wanted to be a teacher at some point, like Madonna.
Right.
Madonna's, whatever her name is.
Right.
Madonna.
Yeah.
She wanted to be more like her.
Right.
And he was like, well, maybe when we're done with all this, you can be that teacher.
And I'm looking at him like, that's not gonna happen, coach.
Yeah,
even she looked at her like, you do know that's never gonna happen.
Right. But yeah, she says she remembers the first time she took the serum, being super scared, feeling it course through her veins. She thought she was gonna die. Ended up working out in the end for her. Right. She says something about maybe she can help get it to all these kids in these camps.
Wow.
Which I'm guessing. So here's the thing: if it's Latveria, it would make sense because Latveria in the comics was a place where refugees would go, which is why it was so easy for Victor to leave them. Right. Because they were looking to someone.
Right.
So that could play to things later. And so then she reveals that Nagel. This is where we find out they know that Nagel's now dead. Because she says Nagel died back in Mandripore.
Mandripore, yeah. Okay.
And
I was trying to figure out how they knew about that, but yeah.
And she says, so the power broker should be coming to us, begging us.
Right. Yeah, begging us to do it, and I don't know that power broker. I think they ain't backing down. Whoever this person is, they ain't backing down for nobody.
So then the scene transitions to the prison where Zemo escaped from.
Right. Oh, and here we go. Doofus and Battlestar.
Doofus and Battlestar are there.
They in there, man.
And that's where they find out Sam and Bucky were there on the same day. And they were like, all right, cool. So they walk away.
Right.
But
Battlestar's like, are you...
Cap is like,
John's,
if I remember correctly, Battlestar looks at him and he's like, yo.
You can't believe that they would do this.
You don't think they would do something like this,
and he's like, oh, I know.
And Cap's like, I damn sure believe and know that they did this.
John got that look in his eye. He got that look in his eyes.
Because he knows they were just as desperate for information as they were.
Right. So now you got them.
And then Battlestar's even like, we can't just accuse them of that. And that's where John's like, well, sometimes when you got to do things, you can't do them by the book. And this is where you start to see that darker side of John. And Battlestar's like, dude, are you sure? And he's like, look, if we get the job done at the end of the day, do you really think they're going to they're going to care about us doing it by the book or not?
Jesus Christ, Doofus is. But this is U.S. But that is U.S. Agent. That's literally what you said. Like you said that first episode or whatever, or second episode. You was like, yo, this is a guy that he fights for rights, but he goes at a wrong cost about it, so he don't care. He does. I mean, look when we start the first episode, or the first minute of this episode. Do you know who I am? I'm like, he's ready. He don't care. He's ready.
I'm glad we got an episode that had a lot of action that didn't have a whole lot of them in it. Because they're kind of leaving them to be mysterious, which is what I feel is a good move.
Right, that's what they should be. Like, they're the whatever government, or I guess whatever now. They're going to be under the table now, so. But yeah, I'd rather them be as mysterious as possible. At least till the maybe 5th episode, then Grand show themselves, so yeah.
So then we transition to being back on the airplane with Sam and Bucky. And Zemo.
Right.
And Sam is kind of having a moment where he feels like shit. Because
it's like his little point.
Everything that happened to Sharon, what Isaiah went through, and Sam then... So Bucky's like, Sam's like, maybe I made a mistake giving the shield to the government. And Bucky was like, you did.
It had to take him to become his lowest point to finally realize that I fucked up.
But Sam also was like, maybe I should have just destroyed it.
Ooh, like Lord of the Rings, like just destroyed the ring itself.
And here's the thing, at this point, with everything that's gone on, Sam almost feels like the shield was
like a curse,
incidentally used as a symbol of oppression. Because with Isaiah being one of the guys that were tested on, them testing everything on all those black guys,
right?
And just everything else that's gone on, and his uncomfortableness with feeling like he wouldn't be accepted as Captain America, and things like that. I really feel like he's kind of at a low point here.
Right, and of course with Sharon, like how she's like, I can't see she said it. I can't see my family. My family don't even know I even exist, or I don't. Yeah, they don't know that she exists. Yeah, or something like that. Like she just can't just hi, because she said she walk on ground. They're gonna arrest her on the spot because she's still wanted for letting out Captain America and all his people go?
We don't know fully, though.
Okay.
Because if they were pardoning people...
Right.
Honestly, I don't think anyone even thinks about her.
Okay. So you say she still could probably walk?
Well, so here's the thing. So we were talking about this last night.
Right.
Think about it. Falcon was heavily involved with that whole situation that originally happened.
The airport scene.
He didn't even remember she existed until he seen her. Because you got to think about it. With everything that happened, like, yes, they had that small moment there where it was in Civil War where everything was just going to shit. Everyone was against each other. The Sokovia Accords were in effect. But then it's like you almost immediately transitioned from that into Thanos being there. And then all of a sudden, half of the population of Earth is gone. So at this point, no one's thinking about Sharon. She might have gotten dusted. She might not have. We don't even know.
Okay, so that's why she says she can't see her family. Because maybe they think she still got... I don't know. It's just...
So she knows that she was on the run.
Right.
But so, and then they stop Thanos. Everyone gets pardoned. But at the same time, Falcon's also still dealing with his own personal shit.
Right.
So he still is not in a place where he's thinking about...
Because are the Accords still around?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if they were still around or not. Like, I
don't know if the Accords that are. I thought you said courts.
Courts.
Like,
sorry.
I would think so.
Yeah, I was just sort of Accords. Like, I didn't know if they were still there. Like, I thought that was gone after Thanos and all that. But I guess they... But then I saw Infinity War and... Yeah. So they're still in place still. So...
Maybe. We don't know.
I thought when Don Cheadle was talking to the government dude, I forgot his name, William Hurt dude, I thought he was saying, like, you brought them here, they're on the run, and he said, I'll get back with you or something.
Right, but then Endgame happened.
Yeah, of course, So
again, I don't necessarily know if the Sokovia Accords are still there, because if you think about it, the things that happened in Endgame was almost proof that whether you know the heroes or not, they're needed.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're still
like this.
Gonna need them. Like, I mean, that whole, even the trailer was like, well, we do the things that nobody think that we can ever do because they can't do it, but we can. We'll take the final blow for you. So, but yeah, we got off topic, but yeah, that was that was good.
So that's when Bucky looks at him. He's like, you're not gonna destroy it. I'll take the shield from him if I have to.
Right, and he said he would be that Captain America.
He wants to be Captain America.
Right.
If Sam's not going to do it, Bucky feels like he should be the one doing it.
And if Sam, I mean, Winter Soldier looked like he would probably fit that mold a lot better because he would, do all the things and everything like that. So yeah, definitely.
Right. So during all this, in between their conversation, at first you see Zemo. He gets on the phone, and he's like asking for information on Madani. And then the guys, you hear the voice on the phone say, "We'll get back with you." Then Sam and them have this conversation. Then Zemo's phone rings again, and he picks it up, and he's like, "Oh."
Right. Yeah, okay. You can say, "Oh, yeah."
So he hangs up the phone. He's like, "So Madani's dead."
Right, just like that. Madani's dead. Boom. That's it.
And because that was the one they were looking for.
Right.
And then it goes back to Latvia, wherever they are, and the Flag Smashers are in the process of robbing that supply post. Right. And they're like, you've been sitting on this stuff for 6 months.
Which that's fair. I will take that. That's fair. That's supply stuff that's in there, and you didn't want to give it to the people.
You're not helping people out.
Help people out. So that's fair. They could do that. What happens after? I'm kind of questioned now.
So then they go in, or they walk out, and the guy that Carly was talking to, I don't remember what he said. He said something about terrorists or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said.
Right. Well, he was having a normal conversation with her.
And she's like, we're fighting for our lives.
Right. Which that's true. But that's fine. And then, And
then she closes the door.
And he said, you got to put on your seatbelt.
And her and the dude walk out. They get into the car. And she looks over. She's like, you need to put on your seatbelt.
And he's like,
huh?
What?
She's like, now. And as he's reaching to pull it over, you see both the car and the building kind of explode. The car next to him.
Right.
Kind of explode. And he looks at her.
He's like, there were people back there.
In there.
Right.
And she's like, this is the only language these people speak.
Wow. And I was like, okay. Wow. This, really? Because his expression was so surprising. He was surprised by it. Like, oh, now, what is going on here? Like, what are you doing?
Something I feel like they're doing as well are walking that moral tightrope. In the same way that Cap is. Just
yeah, that's what John. Because even John even said sometimes we gotta go under the book. It doesn't matter who we. It's funny how they play on that whole thing. Like sometimes we go under the book and whatever, and then go back to the Flag Smashers, and they just did that. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I don't necessarily see the Flag Smashers as villains. I mean, they are kind of a central villain group in the show, but I don't necessarily personally see them as villains. I see them as people that are trying to do the right thing, but doing it in an incorrect way. In the same way that Captain America is trying to do the right thing, but not doing it correctly.
Right.
Now, this is where they transition to the end of the episode, where this time we're in the same place, except it's daytime, and it's Sam, Bucky, and Zemo walking down the street. They're having a little conversation, and they walk up to this building, and at that point, Bucky looks at him. He's like, "You guys go ahead and go inside. I got to take a little walk for a minute."
I'm going to say, wait a minute. Do you know where you... I mean, I guess he would know where he's at, I guess. I'm like, he just started walking away.
Right, and
they
were like...
You got breadcrumbs for yourself back home?
Well, they were like, all right. So they walk inside, and at that point, he looks around. He walks over to the side of the thing and picks up this little ball.
And it had Wakanda tech on it. Not Wakanda, like language. Because I was like, is that Wakanda language?
And it makes like a little sound. And I'm thinking it was almost a tracker piece.
Yeah, a tracker piece.
Because as he's getting, like, he's kind of looking around and kind of following it.
Right.
And he ends up in this alley where... When he gets into this alley, he's kind of looking around.
He's like, you dropped this?
Because he's like, yeah, he says, you dropped this, and he kind of held up, and you don't see anybody.
Yep.
And then they pan to one side, and then finally...
And it's Io!
Finally he stops, and he goes, I wondered how long it was going to take for you to show up, and that's when he turns around.
And it's Io, one of the Dora Milaje. Because remember, if you go back to the beginning of this episode, he said, you think they forgot that they killed, was it not T'Chaka, T'Chaka, the first.
T'Chaka.
Yeah, T'Chaka, the first father. Yeah, Dad. He said, newsflash, they still remember that you did this. Like, they still remember that Baron Zemo killed his father, which caused him to go crazy, and he would go into fighting mode.
And she said straight up, she was like, we're here for Zemo.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's where the episode ended.
Yeah, that's 10 out of 10 on that one. Wow.
Now, I have no predictions for the Wakandan.
No,
part.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm going to need an episode with them interacting a little bit. Now, here's what I do have predictions on.
Okay, what you got?
Alright guys, this is the part of the show where we give our predictions if we have some.
Oh boy.
I have two different ones.
Oh boy.
They both involve the same thing, and it means it's kind of a branching one. It could go one way, it could go the other, and then I could also be completely wrong, and they could go in a completely different direction.
Right.
That does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
So, the thing that logically makes sense to me is I believe Sharon and Zemo together are the power broker.
Right. Because she could have just shot him.
Well.
Easily.
It's way more than just that.
Okay.
You're like, you have that one thing you're holding on. No, it's way more than that. So much that happened that kind of points it to me.
Okay.
First off, why is Sharon in that bar?
Huh.
If she's got clients that she's supposed to be meeting with and things to do.
Right. Why was she in that bar in
Why
the
is she
first
hanging
place?
out in the bar in the first place unless she knows somebody was supposed to be there?
Huh.
And here's the thing. Of the three, we know Sam and Bucky aren't in contact with her. They are surprised to see her.
Yeah, they're like, you even said Sharon? Like, oh, okay.
Which that kind of leaves Zemo as the only other person that could have contacted her to do whatever it is that they were doing. Plus, if you remember in the book that he had in the book, I'm wondering if that bookmark wasn't a form of communication with somebody on the outside.
Because the camera kept really
focusing
on that, and I'm like, maybe that is something that
I think she was called in by Zemo because he knew that they were going to be there, and he needed somebody to watch over in case shit hit the fan. Because then when they meet up with Selby, whatever her name is,
right,
she gets shot from outside the window, which was
outside.
Sharon.
Right. Yeah, it was Sharon.
And when they run and get away, Sharon saves them again.
Yeah.
And Zemo of the three is the one that's not surprised to see her there.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Now, progressing a little bit further, Sharon often is talking about, I have clients I have to get to. I'll get back with you
right.
guys.
Go
You
enjoy
guys
the
go out,
bar.
enjoy yourself. So
Right.
we know she's trying to find information, but if you notice, she wasn't gone for long. They
No.
definitely were not in that dance scene for longer than 15, maybe 20 minutes.
I would say about 10 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, and then she just came out. Right.
And then she comes out, she's like, come on.
Right. It's like, whoa, okay. Well,
So I think she knew where this scientist was.
Right.
So
did she know they were going to kill him?
I actually think she was out letting the bounty hunters know where they were at. Or where they were going to be.
So you think she might have been the one that issued the little? You guys are very popular. The hitman. Okay, so she probably played it out.
She probably initiated the hit.
Yeah, initiate the hit.
Even though she's fighting back, but she also has to keep up with that look because nobody knows who the power broker is.
Right.
They just know somebody that pulls the strings behind the scenes.
Right.
Now, if you think about it, moving forward from there, they get into this huge fight scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And first off, when Baron and them are down in there and they're talking, how does Zemo know that gun is there?
Yeah, I was wondering
because he walked up to that table, reached his hand under, grabbed it,
and felt the gun, and he just and then he just started and then he just started casing back very backwardly. Yep.
So he knew that gun was there,
right?
And when Sharon ran in, and she was like, "Guys, we've got to go
for the 5th time,"
you see the scientist make eye contact with her and almost have that look of like, "Oh shit." Because he's going to be one of the few people that's going to know who the power broker is.
Right. And it was like simultaneously, like boom, boom, and then boom.
And as soon as he makes eye contact, Zemo shoots him. And I think
like,
Zemo shot him because I feel like he might have said some shit that would have gotten Sharon caught up by Falcon and Winter Soldier.
You're the guy or you're the person that funded me the money. And there you go. There it is. Boom.
So then they get out.
Mm-hmm.
They work together to get free and kill all the people. At which point she walks around the corner, she leaves them.
Right.
And when she's getting ready to get into the car, there's that lady that's standing there, and she's like, "We have an issue." And she seemed like she knows Bucky and them are slowly catching on to what's going on. And maybe not that it's her,
right.
But she knows they'll eventually get there, and it's time to figure something out. Like, they got to figure out how they're going to get away with this.
Right.
And then, one of the reasons I think this is also a very plausible scenario, because the one hole that kind of hurts this is this idea that Zemo is out trying to kill people that are super soldiers.
Right.
But the problem is Bucky is kind of a super soldier. He never tried to kill Bucky. But he had control of Bucky.
And that's what he liked that.
And I think that's what the thing is. It's not that he doesn't want other people to be super soldiers.
Right.
He just doesn't want other people he can't control to be them.
And that's what I said. Maybe that's why that's why he killed them, because he's like, well,
and
you're right. He wants to be the one controlling them.
It would make sense as to why he's so willingly working with Bucky and Sam. Is that's going to be the easiest way to get to the people that stole the serum from him,
right?
And Sharon. Mm-hmm. And so I definitely think they have their communication between each other in that scenario. Here's my other scenario. This could be completely different, and this is just involving Sharon. She might not be Power Broker. She might not even be working for Power Broker. She actually might be working undercover
as a sword agent
with Sword.
Or just with Sword in general.
Because the way I'm thinking is, we've already seen that Skrulls can take the image of people, and I'm pretty sure somebody during the time when Talos was portraying Samuel L. Jackson's character, Nick Fury, might have approached her in Madripoor and been like, "Hey, there's an unknown activity that could lead to that could be like a mutant,
like upbringing.
Like, she might be there to be watching out for mutants."
Right. Oh, helping. Okay, like to help mutants out, right?
No. Keeping an eye on the situation. What does Sword and Shield do? They try to prevent from bad things happening.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden, after everyone comes back,
right,
people are starting to develop these mutant powers.
Right.
She might be there to be keeping an eye on things. That way, if things start to get out of hand and mutants start acting out in a way that they shouldn't,
right,
Sword can get involved and try and help prevent whatever it is that's going on.
That would be one way to actually because we haven't heard about Wild Sword since that WandaVision. That would be one way to actually bring them somehow apart into that. Well, into Falcon and Captain Winter Soldier.
So, as far as predictions go, those are the two that I got. That's all I got in terms of moving forward. Till next week.
I got one prediction. I think with Io now there, I think Winter Soldier's going to try to convince her to kind of help them. That's my only prediction. Like, in a way, like, cause I know it's going to be like a deal. It's like with Sibi with the deal. It's like, okay, if you help us find, with the power, help us like with our situation, then I'll give you Zemo. Now, whether they do it or not, whatever, but that's like, give and take. So you help us, you can get Zemo. Like, that's it.
Now, the biggest problem I can see coming out of all of that, and this was something I thought anyways, I don't think Zemo's going to be captured by anyone at the end of this series.
Yeah, I think he might get up out of here. I really think he might escape this shit, man.
If he ends up back in Madripoor, they can't extradite him from Madripoor back to anywhere.
Yeah, he'll just get out.
So the Wakandans would have to go to Madripoor themselves to pick him up, which could honestly be what Wakanda's about. If you think about it, Wakanda's coming up. There's another Disney Plus show that's coming out.
So it's going to basically... I mean, and that would be badass. I wouldn't mind watching that, because if that's literally them getting Zemo...
And to my understanding, a lot of Hawkeye's going to take place in Madripoor. Because it's based on a story of Ronin going through Madripoor and killing people that don't deserve to live.
Right, because this is like...
Or at least it's based off of that.
Right. But yeah, like somehow it's going to be like... Because everything's about deals and under the table. So that's really this whole episode. Deals and do things off the book. So that's why we're probably going to still be following that just a little bit of like probably that 4th episode. Because you're like, I know you want him, but please.
I'm also still waiting for... Now it's funny. You notice... Zemo had called out the name of the dude that Yori.
Yep, yeah.
And I'm wondering if something might not happen to Yori because of Zemo. Because he knows the guy's name now.
Right. Oh, yeah, he does, yeah. I think Zemo is trying to look out for himself. Always. Because when he's like put your guns down and all that, like I think everything's a plan just to look out for himself so he can get back on top. Or was he ever on top? No, I don't think he never.
He's really smart. He's good at manipulating.
But he wants to be on top now. I feel like this is now the time that he got 2 superheroes. He got this 3rd superhero sharing down. Like he seems like he have to have a Wakandian. Like bro, he's using all the. That's why I think like you're right. He might be the power broker, or he might just be the power broker himself. That's my only. But that's another prediction. He might just be the power broker himself because he got all these superheroes. And like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna still escape, but bet I'm gonna use these guys like puppets to kill off everybody else because they can leave it to other people, and then I will be on top while they will still do whatever.
And I definitely think we're still going to get at least because we got 3 episodes left.
Yep.
And I don't think the whole episode is going to be about it, but I think we're going to get one episode where half of it is at least going to be explaining what happened to Sam.
Yeah, we still need that.
And his family.
We still need that story. And it might start episode 4 like that. It literally might start episode 4 where it literally...
I think it's going to come down to... It's going to be Bucky and him arguing about something.
Yeah, not no therapy session, but like a real argument.
I think Sam's going to finally explain to him why he's thinking the way that he is.
Right.
And I think that's where we're going to get the flashback stuff.
Right. Because remember in the trailer, we still got to get back to that house of them throwing the shield, and so we're partners now doing this or whatever.
That might be how it ends, though, if you think about it.
Okay. Do you think that's how
they have to get the shield back first?
Okay. So you think like that's how you see it, where it's like they're just gonna come together like that at the end of the whole.
Possibly.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, obviously, we can't get to that scene until they confront John.
Yeah, they gotta. Yeah, that.
We don't know how long that's gonna be, and I don't see them fighting Cap until the last episode.
Which, by the way, guys, that fight might. He's saying it won't be good. I think it might be good because let me tell you, if John is John ready to fight anybody, right? He ready to fight, bro. Like that's what I'm like.
Here's the thing. There's a good chance John will be the first one to actually find the Flag Smashers.
Yep.
all it's going to take is him getting a vial of that stuff, and all of a sudden he's a super soldier.
And that's one thing we need to get to. I hope like that. I would like for that to happen actually. Like him getting that vial, so now he won't just be no doofus. Now he be doofus who can throw a shield, and now you got a little bit of a punch to his, a little bit of pep in his step when it comes to fighting. And it's the serum that Steve Rogers took and Winter Soldier has. Oh man, now he's a threat now.
Right.
So yeah,
It'll be interesting to see what they do. Now, as far as time for us to give our ratings,
I give it a 10.
I give it a 9.
I give it 9.
9 out of 10.
Oh, 9 out of 10. Yeah, 9
Solid
10.
9.
Solid 9. It was better than I'm not ranting, so I'm happy now. I'm happy.
I think the episodes have progressively gotten better.
Yep.
This has been an amazing series total.
Yeah, overall, I'm liking it, man.
I don't know if I like it more than WandaVision yet.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of things that happened in WandaVision that got me super stoked. So like, it's all going to depend on these obviously
these last 3 episodes.
That's a dumb comment to make, but no, it's obviously like it's just there's gonna have to be stuff that happens to get me super excited. One thing I'm going to complain about, Marvel, you have trained me for what, 15 years?
Yep. Yeah.
You have trained me for 15, 20, somewhere between 15, 17 years, however long this shit's been going on.
Right.
Oh, no, 10 years was only a couple years
10 years, because I was like...
Maybe it was like 13 to 15 years.
15 when I saw Iron Man. Yeah.
You've been training me since Iron Man 1.
Iron Man 1.
To watch post-credit scenes.
And I've been literally... I've literally been trying to find some post-credit scenes. I really have, Lord.
Every episode it ends... I'm fast forwarding 20 seconds at a time through the fucking credits just to be disappointed.
Oh shit!
Now I know they waited until about halfway through the series to start doing end credit scenes for WandaVision.
And really, that should have been a post credit scene for the that you see Io the Wakandian, like that should have been, but it is what it is.
So we are now at a point where this next episode I'm gonna need something. Damn it. Because what you're going to do is...
damn it to it. He said, yo, you better give me something. Stop playing.
You're going to train us
to
not look at post-credit scenes. And then people are going to miss shit.
Right. And then watch, we'll come back like, hey, did you see this? And be like, no, because literally we've been looking and it's like 20 seconds and then it's like, done. Next episode. So, all right. So, literally either 4th or 5th we need to be seeing something. Some post-credit scene. So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, guys. So I guess that's gonna do it.
Yeah, we did it.
Another episode down. Catch us next week.
Keep watching us. Find us. We're here everywhere.
Catch us next week. Next week we'll be covering again season 1, episode 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Be sure to like, comment, and share, whether it's through YouTube, Spotify. Just get us out there, guys. Like, I feel like we have good content. I feel like we have good conversations.
I try to be cool.
Ralph forgets some things, but it's okay. But yeah. Just
people.
Help us get out there. We'd love to be a forefront in Marvel movie news.
Yeah, we want to beat up everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to beat up anybody.
No. I mean, we'll be the top of YouTube.
At least in Marvel conversation.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But yeah. So with that being said, we love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all later.
Have a good day. Peace out. We're gone.